Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We are going to start with this transfer report, talking about Sofyan Amrabat, as it has been reported that the 30 million euro rated Serie A is still crazy about signing for Barcelona. We are going to be discussing more on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that La Liga is forcing Barcelona to generate 250 million euros in revenue ahead of the summer window. We're also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Fiorentina midfielder Sofyan Amrabat is said to be crazy about the idea of signing for Barcelona, reports journalist Tony Juan Marti. Amrabat is certainly not a new name linked to FC Barcelona. During the January transfer market, Barca tried to sign him until the final hour, but Fiorentina's stubbornness forced the Blaugrana to end their pursuit. As of today, the Barcelona management is working on several issues, and one of them includes the future of a certain Sergio Busquets. The veteran midfielder ends his current contract in June, and there is still no concrete news regarding his plans. So, regardless of Busquets' decision, the coaching staff at Barcelona has decided to strengthen the pivot position, and in that regard, Amrabat seems to be topping the list. Interestingly enough, Amrabat is not the only player Barcelona have in consideration. In Josh Mendes' recent meeting with the Blaugrana officials, Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves was extensively discussed, but as reported, Xavi has ruled out the signing of the Premier League midfielder as he does not fit into the club's plans. The coaching staff is of the idea that a player who is more technically aware can do the job. And since the signing of Martin Zubimendi is nearly impossible, Amrabat fits the bill to perfection. But for the team to sign the Moroccan, Juan Martin says that they must shell out a fee between 25 to 30 million euros. This comes as a big problem for Barcelona as they are in no position to spend anything on new players at the moment. We reported before that the team has already been forced to generate 250 million euros in revenue, and apart from that, they must also lower their wage bill to 200 million euros before even thinking of signing a new player. So despite Amrabat's willingness, Barcelona must work on their internal issues first. Of course, a lot still needs to be arranged. We all know that a lot still needs to be done to ensure that the books are being balanced and players can come in. Of course, we have been hearing from President Laporta that he really wants to bring back this club to where it belongs. And how do you bring back this club to where it belongs? Do reasonable business. Sign players that need to be signed to strengthen the club, to take the club to greater heights. And exactly what Barca are trying to do, which is not easy. And also considering the fact that La Liga have been so tough on us. And when we consider the fact that the president of that institution is even an anti-Barca man, he's a Real fan, it makes the matters even more worse and very serious. So Barcelona continue to see how they can double or they can ensure that the books are being balanced so that financial fair play can be reached, so that we can sign players. Talking about the defensive midfield position, which have been the most talked about in recent reports, as Busquets' contract set to expire in June, and Barcelona continue to search for possible replacements, Sofyan Amrabat has returned to the forefront of many newspapers, and the player continued to show interest as well. And talking about the new report saying that the player is hell-bent to sign for Barca, he's crazy about the idea of becoming a Barca player. It doesn't come as a surprise. We quite remember in the January transfer window this year, the player was even more stubborn to his club Fiorentina, absenting the training sessions just because he wants to make sure a move to Barca becomes a reality, which unfortunately for him did fail because Fiorentina were stubborn and they were insisting that he is going nowhere. He will stay at Fiorentina and finish his contract, which became a serious issue. So the player continues to show so much interest to join, because normally when the opportunity passed him by in January, many could have thought that is the final chance, or that is the only opportunity that have passed for Amrabat, which hasn't been materialized. But now comes the fact that Barca still show interest in him. From all look of things, Amrabat doesn't want to make any mistake this time around to lose, or to lose this opportunity, or to let this opportunity pass him by, which is going to be very interesting to see how things are going to look like in the coming days. Because normally Barca needs a DM, to be honest. Busquets, even if Busquets still has had a contract for a long time, I for one will be very against the fact that he should be here again, because I think this guy have passed his prime. His fellow Piqué and Messi, in fact, those guys have left, and I think it's time for Busquets to also evaluate himself and see that he does not bring what we need. The speed, he does not, he's already urging, and it is not good for the team. Xavi needs to understand that. We know that Xavi have been trying to convince the Barca board to extend his contract, which have been to be honest, many Barca fans have not been really happy about that. Then on to the next story of discussion. The president of La Liga, Javier Tebas, and its general director, Javier Gomez, have affirmed that Barcelona will need to present an income of as much as 250 million euros in order to comply with the league salary limit. Barcelona have activated several financial levers in the past in order to sign new players in the transfer market. This summer, however, is going to be quite extensive, as the team is racing to bring Lionel Messi back to Spotify Camp Nou. For now, before dwelling on the transfer, Barcelona must lower their wage bill to 200 million euros while also adhering to the financial fair play constraints. In that regard, Javier Gomez has explained that the Blaugrana have spent more money on players than they have generated income from the same, and this is why they have been forced to bring in a benefit of 250 million euros. He said, they have had their strategy to sign more. I don't know if it is the most appropriate, but if they have managed to have that income, they have been able to spend more on players, explained Gomez, as quoted by Sport. We have forced them to budget benefits this season of 250 million euros. If you do not comply with that amount, the money that you do not get will be reduced from the salary limit, he added. At the moment, La Liga are studying Barcelona's feasibility plan, and they have not really come to terms with the team. We discussed the consequences of the documents received with the club. Until their feasibility plan is done, they will continue to exceed the limit. Yeah, we do not look at whether they bring it for Messi or Mbappe. We tell them that they have so much to sign, he said.